I think it's actually been one of the best W League seasons to date, and I know that in 4 seasons it's not saying a whole lot, but it's been absolutely superb. The title fight is ridiculous. It is so close, and when you've got teams 1 to 5 that can all still challenge for the top, that's immense. Added to that, the fact that Canberra has really shed the bridesmaid tag this year. They've been immense, and Jitka Klimkova, what an inspired signing that was. Fantastic. I've actually enjoyed the fact that it's not just Sydney and Brisbane, which is probably, I'm a Brisbane girl, so it would probably be more justified for me to say that it's a disappointment that Brisbane haven't been absolutely dominant. But it's really nice to see that there's more than one team, or more than 2 teams in the W League, so that's the thing I've enjoyed the most. As far as actually on the pitch, it's really lifted a notch, and we've seen many imports come and go. Megan Rapinoe was amazing. If only she could have stayed for the whole season. Ari Hengst, it's an absolute treat to see her out on the pitch. Perhaps given another season to settle in, we'd see even more from her, and we could see her perhaps produce a bit more creativity. But the Jets were a new side with new coaches this season, and they have to be allowed to settle in. The ones I picked as the top ones have been Jodie Taylor and Kendall Fletcher. They've been fantastic. Jodie Taylor's finally scoring goals. Kendall Fletcher is she's a constant. She plays 90 minutes week in, week out, which is what you really want, and that's the example that someone needs to set. If you bring them from overseas to play for you, that's what you want to see. It's really tight. It would be a crying shame if Canberra didn't finish it off. In fact, I think that would be more disappointing than anything. However, Sydney and Brisbane you can never rule out. They are always strong and they come into their own. Of course, we saw Sydney suffer a loss to Newcastle. It was somewhat unexpected, but Newcastle very hungry to stay in there, and they had to win. If they didn't win, they would have been out. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do come the top 4, which I still think will be Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane and Canberra. I think Canberra should win it. They deserve to. Wow, that is such a tough question. I've enjoyed seeing so many of them. I've already spoken about Kendall Fletcher for Melbourne. She's been very important. When you see a player like Lisa Devanna that can create something out of nothing, she's got pace that just burns up the pitch. Having said that, at the back she needs Ari Hengst to be that defensive general that controls everything at the back. So at Newcastle those two have been pivotal. I've seen some of the goalkeepers have the most ridiculously wonderful go. Sean McLaren has been, she's had shockers, but she's also been absolutely outstanding. She was the only keeper I've ever interviewed on a losing team as the player of the match. So she's been pivotal in certain games for Adelaide as well. Heather Garrick you can never rule out, but then at Sydney they've got stars in bucket loads. They have so many stars across the pitch because you've got your Caitlin Fords and your Lena Karmases and of course Kai Simon back for the first time just in these last couple of weeks. I can't pick one. I know that's not fair. How about I pick Megan Rapinoe because she was outstanding the first 2 weeks.